Okay, everyone. Today I want to talk about a very serious topic, a little bit more morbid than maybe some of my other videos, and I want to talk about how I nearly almost gave up. In life, when the police were called to my house, I didn't want to be here anymore. But before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Many people know me as the eccentric, outgoing, smooth-talking, can talk to a fucking inanimate object, which is true. But there's a lot more to that than people really know. I don't need anyone to know, but I want to show people where I was. And this is the depths of my suffering. Before OCD was chronic, I had mild OCD for over 10 years. When I look back at that, I see all the compulsions, all the things I missed out on, so many experiences, so much traveling. But I had no chronic anxiety, just urges to commit compulsions, which I did a lot of safety behavior checking and stuff like that. Then I lost my father to cancer. Then I lost my aunt. So my mom lost her husband and then her only sibling, 3 months separate. Father to pancreatic cancer, and then my aunt Jody to cirrhosis of the liver at 56. Fucking brutal. Then we lost our dog. And then I developed chronic OCD. All while I was in grad school, having to do schoolwork 70 hours a week. I mean, it was bad. Gained 50 pounds, smoking, already had an adult website problem, cheating, out of control in everything, all sorts of sexual addictions. Thankfully, I never fell down the rabbit hole with drugs and alcohol, but I've done basically every drug there is. I never injected meth or heroin, but with the amount of ecstasy and Molly and cocaine I put in my body, I've definitely taken those drugs at some point. You have the cracky upper pills, then you have the dopey E-pills, especially before fentanyl hit the market. And there was no such thing as me being able to do drugs in a mild manner. It just never became a full-blown addiction, thankfully. You know, if I went out to Vegas, for an example, there was no 2 lines of Coke. I'd blow a whole fucking 8 ball in an hour. I mean, it was bad. Not eating, chain smoking cigarettes, smoking 3 packs of cigarettes, drinking Rebel vodkas. So you got the downer from the alcohol, the upper from the Rebel vodkas, 60 cigarettes, and a shitload of cocaine. And then ketamine. My first time I went to a K-hole was in Vegas. And I didn't give a fuck about anyone but myself. Ever. And then I developed OCD. And my whole world changed. June 2019, by November 6, 7, 8, 9, the police were at my house, taking me in handcuffs to the mental hospital. I told the cop to his face, I said, if you come near me, I will commit suicide by cop, and I will make you shoot me. I was in the darkest place in my life. I was playing video games all day, 24/7, was ignoring my marriage. I'd only gotten married, not that, 5 months earlier. No. At that point, 7, 8 months earlier. Erica was freaking out to the cops. It was bad. Went to the mental hospital. In between the mental hospital and really, I met Rob, really getting on track. I did 15, 20 1-to-1s. I didn't put my video games away till May 4th, right? May the 4th be with you, Star Wars fans. Of 2020. So what is that? January, March, April, May. 6 months, 15, 20 calls, emergency calls. Just took that money, might as well light it on fire. Didn't listen to a single thing he said. He meant well. I love Rob. As a friend, it's someone who helped save my life, but I wasn't ready to get better. Like anyone who's struggling with an addiction like we are to certainty, belief disorder, addiction to rigid conditional self-life other acceptance. I went to a large center for brain scans. They spent thousands and thousands of dollars for them to tell me my prefrontal cortex doesn't work. Well-intentioned people. Ain't going to cut it for OCD and anxiety for the most part, not at the chronic level. Saw numerous therapists. I even had a therapist one time tell me, because at the time it was sensory motor, saliva swallowing. It started with blinking tinnitus. They're like, well, you just have to, spit into a cup for the rest of your life. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to cut it. Every day I would drive past this, I still think about this construction site by my house where they hold and they rent all the big cranes. And I would see these cranes lined up and I would see myself dead, hanging from those cranes every day of my life. Every day of my life. Okay? OCD is one of the toughest disorders on earth, bar none. That's why the World Health Organization rated it until 20 years ago as in the top 6 worst conditions to ever have, with Alzheimer's, neurodegenerative, Parkinson's, and OCD. So no wonder why thoughts are thoughts isn't going to work. That's like having stage 4 brain cancer and telling someone, it's just a thought. Nah, I have stage 4 brain cancer. It's not going to work, okay? Just the reality of it. We need deep, philosophical, unconditional self-life, other acceptance. Deep, consistent grit, persistence with changing behaviors and all of that. That is what's necessary. But I wasn't ready for any of that. All I wanted to do was smoke all day, avoid anything that had a responsibility. The police were called. You know how many times I left my house in the middle of the night in a panic attack and came back? Erica one time chased me in the fucking bashing on the hood of my car, crying, come back, come back. Because I live in Colorado and I got lots of great roads to drive off of to end my life. And one time I parked my car. It was so close. My heart was beating so fast. Middle of the night. And I was like, I want to die, but I don't want to. I'm too afraid to do it. I want to die, but I'm too afraid to just hit that gas a little bit more. Came back. I mean, the amount of shit I put this girl through was crazy. The amount of stuff. And then that night is when the cops came and the one was from my gym. That was great. Door opens. I'm on the stairs like this. And then the cop, hey, hi. So I'm in the gym a couple days later and we're like, yeah. I think he was also from Brooklyn, so he was a New Yorker, so we got along pretty well. And yeah, I mean, that happened numerous times. Police were called numerous times. Didn't want to go to work, wasn't working, avoiding everything, compulsive spending, had no money. Then I got 2 kidney stone surgeries and my insurance lapsed, and I had $60,000 in medical debt, plus a $15,000 moving bill to move 2 apartments from Florida here. So just started my career, just graduated school, I got no fucking money, and I'm in $70,000 in debt. Okay? I mean, it was a shit show nightmare. And all I thought about when my eyes were open was I don't want my eyes to open anymore and I want to die. I complained about everything. I was angry 24/7. I didn't give a literal fuck what anyone says. And then, to make it even more fun, all the well-intentioned people I went through, they don't wake up in the morning. I tell people we laugh. They don't yawn and go, oh. How do I fuck up Nick Pinella's day? No, they think what they know is correct. If I didn't have OCD, I think what I know is correct. I can imagine right now what it's like to be in a war zone. Close my eyes, think about it. I don't have a single clue what it's like to be in a war zone. I don't care if I'm a PhD from Harvard, Oxford. Hello, I teach World War II history. That's cool. You can teach me cool stuff for perspectives. But the plumber from fucking Idaho who watched all of his buddies get their heads blown off on Normandy knows much more about World War II than anyone who's ever studied history who's never been there. It doesn't mean the other person is useless. These are called the realities of life. It's a little bit different video. So straight, hard, harsh facts. Straight, hard, harsh facts. That's good. Put that on the shirt. Wear that to the gym. And I felt like that for at least 18 months. Put the video games away on May 4th. Good step in the right direction. Still abuse smoking. Still abuse adult websites until January of 2022. That ain't close. All 21. Waxing and waning. Compulsive eating. Getting fat as shit. Right? I'm only 5'7". What's 174 centimeters? All my weight goes this way. That way. Goes that way. I mean, it was just chaos. And every day I woke up and all it was blink, 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 blink. Saliva, swallowing, breathing, hyper-awareness of my hands, hyper-awareness of that, extreme body dysmorphia, didn't look in the mirror, hyper-aware of my belt, hyper-aware of that. I mean, it was just fucking miserable. I mean, no wonder why I wanted to end my life. And it didn't need to be that way. I had to put the work in. I don't believe in treatment-resistant OCD. I also don't believe in treatment-resistant addiction. Like, I don't believe in that. I have buddies of mine. We got hit hard with the opioid epidemic. I've lost numerous friends, including the girl I lost my virginity to an OD. I have seen people do insane things. $500 plus a day heroin, fentanyl, Oxycontin addictions coming out the other side. We don't do that here, but we work with people who struggle with addiction because addiction is a great way to mask the OCD symptoms. If you are willing to get to the bottom of human suffering, I have reached a level of suffering that I would not wish on anyone if there wasn't any learning lessons. I would give everyone on this planet OCD for 6 months to a year if I knew they could get better. Because they would change. Fuck would they change. The things in their life, but you don't know that, the extreme experiences. I wouldn't give it to them without any way to get better, because that would just be malicious and fucked up. But I would give it to them to show them that they can actually get better. And that's what I would do for everyone, to show them. That's how passionate I am about OCD and anxiety recovery. And now look at where I am today. Recovered, nothing, got a business, got a beautiful marriage, got my wife, got the dogs who know the shit out of me, all the stuff at OCD recovery, all the content, all the people. How do you stay disciplined? How do you do it? Because I wanted to live. I did not want to die. I wanted to live. And I lived at the only time in history that you could ever get better from OCD. Ever, besides sheer luck. We know it works. Unconditional self-life, other acceptance. Yes, you're going to doubt the shit out of it. Behavioral changes, compulsions and cutting avoidance behaviors, time, practice, patience, dealing with withdrawal symptoms, building your structure, cutting all the short-term instant gratification. I smoke cigars. It's not you can't have fun here and there. Realizing that most people are not alcoholics. There's nothing inherently wrong with alcohol. You can enjoy it. You want to go to smoke some hookah every once in a while? Go have fun. You're going to fucking die anyway. All these things. This is critical. We can help you. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. Please reach out. I know it's a little bit more with my hoodie. Wanted to change it up a little bit, see how things went, and I hope to hear from you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.